Hello and welcome to this next part of Super Danganronpa Another 2. Last time, well, we all got very much tricked by Mikado to get back into the program and, yeah, do this ending his way.
Oh, hey, look, Sora's alright. And hey, look, Sora and Akane are different people. I have to highlight that whenever I can because people, for some fucking reason, think they're the same person, and they're not.
They are
Anyway.
shown as different people, yeah.
Yeah, well, they are different people, but people are like, are we sure about that? And I'm like, yes. Yes, they're different characters. They are different people. Anyway, now to listen to Yoriko talk, I guess. Yoriko, before we start investigating, I have something I want to ask you.
What a coincidence. I have something to ask you as well.
I'll let you go first.
No, you go. You spoke first after all.
Since when do you decide to be polite? Whatever. If it's okay, then... Obviously, we still have the information we gained from the people who died at the singularities with Monochrome. And Mikado led us to the entrance of the trial grounds.
Yeah.
Suddenly we lost consciousness, and when we woke up, we were on the monocruise, right? Rojas said Mikado called us. Could you tell me what happened between the Kisaragi Foundation to make them come here?
For you to know that... Sora, did you go to the real world too?
The real world...
Ghosty.
I don't know. My memories are still a bit vague and hazy. That's why I want to clarify it with you, Yoriko.
I couldn't hear everything that happened outside. However, from the context of the situation, it seems that the Kisaragi Foundation deactivated the virtual world from the outside.
Something similar happened at the end of the 5th trial. During the execution, and when we were all about to die, everything was interrupted.
Yeah, and when I opened my eyes, there was a lot of strange machinery. We were in a lab, there were capsules. I was lying there.
Well, that's it. If you left the virtual world safely, then why did you all come back here?
Mikado came back.
What?
I don't know the details, but I heard when I was heading out to the lab with the Kisaragi Foundation members, suddenly the door was closed, and then I heard Mikado's voice.
Mikado woke up in the real world?
No, I don't think that was the case. First of all, I didn't see if Mikado was alive in the lab or if he was somewhere else. Anyway, it seems that the laboratory door was built like a shelter, so it can't be broken into from the outside. That's when I heard Mikado's voice.
So he asked Rei and Tsurugi to come to the virtual world?
Yeah, otherwise the door wouldn't open, since he could control the lab's facilities at will. That's all I know. I was also arrested by a member of the Kisaragi Foundation, so I couldn't hear the full conversation.
What? Arrested? They better not have done anything weird to you.
No. I'm fine. I was just handcuffed.
They handcuffed you? I won't forgive them, how dare they?
Shut up, Sora. I'm fine.
Good, because I was making a show of it.
No, it's my turn to ask. Sora, what did you do in the past? Yoriko, you were able to see the state of my body in the real world. How did you know that? That I saw your body in the real world? No, not just that. How would you know about the state of your own body in the real world if you weren't awake in reality? Sora, a man from the Future Foundation said something to me. That the only survivor of the killing game were Iroha and myself. He didn't even mention you, Yuki, or even Mikado. What is it? Did something happen that I don't know about?
To answer that question, it's like you said, Yoriko. I saw it. I saw my body in the real world, and I saw my own immobility. I don't know how to explain it, but I experienced an out-of-body experience. Only my consciousness escaped from the insides of my body. It was like observing my own body through somebody else's eyes. Because it's not yours. Anyway.
That's...
It wasn't that realistic, so I thought I was just dreaming. But I knew it was true as soon as I heard you say that.
So... is it true? Sora, are you really dead in the real world?
I don't know. If I were really dead, it would be ridiculous if something like that could happen.
One of the Foundation members used the phrase, "Only the body is alive." A state of brain dead. Even if the brain itself is dead, the virtual world is supposed to connect to the brain.
It doesn't matter.
What?
Whether I'm alive or dead, what matters is that I can move right now. It's just as you said, Yoriko, my body doesn't matter at the moment.
But Sora...
Yoriko. Fine. It's better thinking about that when this is all over. Have you forgotten, Yoriko? We can't keep paying attention to the unknown results.
Alright. Now, for now, let's focus on investigating.
Am I just turning away from reality?
You are making priorities.
She's shelving her agenda, yeah. Know what happened, don't I? What happened to me? No. Knowing about it won't change anything. This is avoiding it. I just need to hold it in for a little while longer. I'll do it. Nice.
Update. Sora, it doesn't seem like there's any more clues. Let's go to the hallway. Everyone else seems to be investigating separately, so let's hurry. Alrighty.
So this is a typical investigation chapter. We just go everywhere and look at everything.
Glitchy glitch.
Yeah.
Alright, so where can we go?
I think we can go in most rooms. I think we just fuck around and find out till we find what we need. And I think all the doors that are staticked out are doors we can't enter.
Yep.
We might have to end up going to other floors. This is the dining hall. Oh look, yay! This is part of why it's fine that Nikke died.
Nikke, you're not looking so hot.
What's this?
Nikke doll? Someone definitely has a horrid sense of humor.
Ah, my husband. My husband has a horrid sense of humor, but we all know this already. Hello! Nice to meet you all.
A robot. Okay. Ah!
It talks. I am trash! Please use me as a punching bag.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, Mikado's funny.
What's with this horrid doll?
Looks like Mikado made it. Hit me! Hit me! You know, as the true Nikke would say, because he does like people hitting him.
Man. You're so noisy. Just shut up.
Are you really hitting him? It's exactly what it wants.
It's not because it told me to, it's just because it looks like Nikke.
Yeah. Yoriko, you are predictable. Great Mikado Sonoji lost his parents when he was just a baby. He spent his life in an orphanage.
So now you're the exposition robot. So one hit for more exposition?
Oh man.
What? He suddenly started talking.
Nobody knew where his parents went. The Great Mikado didn't know if they had died or just simply abandoned him. The only things he was sure of was that he has no parents and he was growing up in an orphanage. What's this? Mikado's backstory.
I don't want to hear or know about that monster's past. And why is Nikkei narrating it? Good question.
Because Mikado doesn't want to tell you himself, and probably wouldn't if you asked. Not at this point, anyway. You probably should have asked sooner. We should listen. We might learn something important. CG is so silly to me. I'm sorry. It freaks me out. Oh, alright. Great Mikado, who grew up in an orphanage, was disinterested in life itself. Nursery teachers took care of all the children with care, but the Great Mikado lived his day-to-day life without any purpose. He had no dreams, no aspirations. Until one day, in late fall, when the cool breeze began to hit, somebody left a burning cigarette, which began to blow towards the orphanage. It began to go up in flames and spread to the entirety of the orphanage, which was made entirely of wood.
Oof.
Due to the dry surrounding climate, the nearby mountains, the fire quickly covered the entire orphanage. Many people were burnt to death. When some of the survivors cried out for help, desperate to live, the Great Mikado did nothing. Although he was young, he lacked emotions. He had no intent of fighting to survive, or even the urge to. It was then that Mikado encountered that person.
That person?
It must be referring to Master Utsuro. Without even revealing his name, he approached the orphanage. Then suddenly, heavy rain began to fall. The fierce fire was quickly extinguished. Everybody was in awe of the miracle that had just happened before them. They rejoiced in happiness. It was only the Great Mikado who noticed that person. He could feel it. The person saved their lives. Mikado felt an intense rush of emotion that he'd never felt before in his whole life for a person who looked no older than he was. But then he suddenly disappeared, as if nothing had happened at all. No matter how much Mikado looked, he couldn't find that person again. Ever since that day, the Great Mikado had a purpose, and a will for his life. He wanted to meet the person who saved his life again, even if it was just for a second.
Friend, I'm sure you are capable for much more than that.
My husband is, except, what? He has a very shitty background, so, like, there's plenty of mental illness going on here. It wasn't to say thank you. It wasn't even related to that incident. Great Mikado was only interested in the existence of the person itself. He didn't know why, but he felt a strong desire to meet that person again. Some time had passed, and he still had no clue of the whereabouts of that person, which was expected since he didn't even know his name. That's when the Great Mikado decided on something. If the same situation happened at the orphanage a second time, would he appear before him again?
Dude, no.
Again, mental illness. We continue. Mikado had made his decision. He decided to carry out on his plan on a dry, windy day, just as it had happened last time. Great Mikado sprayed and pre-prepared gasoline all over the orphanage, causing a fire once more.
What? You heard that, right? Did he just say that Mikado set it on fire?
He's been this sociopathic since he was a child. He really is insane.
What the hell is he?
Even though it's horrible, we should listen to the end. We might learn more. It did not happen a second time.
No shit.
Due to the gasoline, the fire was more vigorous than the last time. As a countermeasure against future fires, the orphanage removed the wood and rebuilt the building using new material. But it didn't matter. Even if it rained, it would not be enough to put out the fire. The inside of the building was filled with the screams of despair. Mikado's heart was rejoicing with happiness. Are you coming? I'm sure you will. This time, you'll perform to us all a far greater miracle. As the fire grew stronger, Mikado's expectations did as well. However, no matter how much time passed, the fire did not go out. Only then, Mikado realized that something was wrong. In the previous fire, he was not afraid of dying because he simply had no reason to live. This time was different. The great Mikado had a purpose in his life this time, the reason he implemented this plan in the first place. Realizing that Mikado was trapped in an invisible fear. I don't want to die. I can't die until I see them again. It was at that moment his whole body was engulfed in flames. That's enough!
Mikado, why did you program him to do that in the first place then, if you don't want others to hear it? Or is that like old?
It's a mixed bag, really. Infinity Unlimited Flame! Nikkei-inspired doll never got to finish its story. It was interrupted by a sudden Mikado who appeared and destroyed the Nikkei doll instantly. The weird Nikkei doll was shattered in a bizarre way. Also, the funniest part about this is, like, if you think about it, he basically made Nikkei so he basically made the Nikkei doll so he could kill him again.
Makes sense, I guess.
Oh, my husband's a mess. It's fine. It's a shame to hear the story of your past again. I didn't mean to scare you all. Sorry. What did you just do? Is that the end of the story? Why did you destroy the doll? There was more behind the story, but I was too embarrassed to continue when I was programming it. The Nikkei doll was only made to be destroyed from the beginning anyway. It's good stress relief.
I see.
I love him. He's silly.
You're insane. Completely insane. I knew it from the first day I met you. You set yourself on fire for an idiotic reason like that? You're fucking crazy!
Yoriko, if you were truly a therapist, if you truly were, which I called bullshit because this is part of what annoys me about her writing, if you truly were, and if you were listening to that story intently and carefully at all, you would understand that, like, as a traumatized child that kind of didn't really have, like, a reason or direction, of course would lapse into something like that because they had no guidance or parent figures, or even, like, the supervisors of the fucking orphanage didn't care about him. Like, what do you expect? And if I remember right, he was somewhere between, like, 6 and 8 around the order of events, if I remember correctly. I'd have to look again. Very young when doing this shit. I admit it wasn't the smartest move, however, I was still young at the time.
I wish you had burned to death.
You're not a therapist, girly. There's no way.
Yeah, no. Absolutely not.
Glad we're on the same page. Is this supposed to be a clue or was? Just the right amount of crazy for you. Well, I'll tell you the rest of the story myself. It'll help save a lot of time. In the second fire, what happened to you? Can't you see for yourself? I'm alive. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't, don't you think?
Did you end up meeting him, that Utsuro? How did you survive the fire?
It was a fascinating sight. flames suddenly extinguished. What do you mean suddenly? That I do not know.
What? The fortune luck? Probably?
Yeah. You know, this goes back to, since it's been a few weeks, I'll talk about it again. This goes back to the whole thing about the children of Utsuro where they are basically left with a piece of his luck whenever he fucking leaves.
Yeah.
It basically kept him alive. Yeah, that's the explanation for that.
What?
Don't you know? Gasoline fire can be extinguished using ordinary fire.
That's common knowledge. On the other hand, adding water would only make it stronger.
Yeah, because it's a type of oil or whatever.
Ye-
So you don't add oil. You don't add water to an oil or grease fire. Literally the worst. You gotta smother it.
Yep.
During the first fire, there was rain, of course. It didn't make sense since there was no forecast for it. The second fire was made using gasoline, so rain would be impossible to put it out this time. That is why I was looking forward to it. I wanted to see how they would put out the fire when you cannot use rain.
By the way, where the heck did you get gasoline from? Like, did you just steal it from, like, a car or something?
My assumption is that he probably got it in, like, whatever shed or garage that was attached to this orphanage. That was just there. I don't think too hard about it because Linus leaves a lot of open pockets in his writing regardless.
Alrighty then.
It seemed impossible. But the result far exceeded my expectations. The fire suddenly just went out, quite literally. No signs of anything, no scientific basis.
That's ridiculous. Fire never goes out that suddenly. Something must have happened.
But it's true. The fire went out seemingly for no reason. Sora, surely you understand the irrational phenomenon that is the power of divine luck. Are you trying to empathize with me? Regardless, I was saved by him twice before. I'm unsure of why Master Utsuro went to the same place twice, but... perhaps my willpower was so powerful that I miraculously reached him somehow? Don't talk such shit. Like the last time, Master Utsuro quietly disappeared. After experiencing that ridiculous power, I decided something that day. My life is dedicated to Master Utsuro.
You can do better.
I know he can! My boy, you can do better than this! This is why I appreciate that my friend wrote basically a divergent from canon that is better than this, but we don't talk about that here.
Alrighty. So, you've been following Utsuro since you were a child.
He is one who leaves no traces behind. Thanks to that, it was extremely difficult to track him down. I even learned how to hack with the hopes of finding him in the near future. You're a hacker.
Not surprising.
Not surprising, considering we went over that information, but they haven't. What's the easiest and quickest way to collect information? Using networking, right? I learned about computing to find the whereabouts of Master Utsuro and desperately collected information about him.
Did you find him?
No matter how hard I tried, he talks so fast. The way I voice him is he talks really fast because I perceive him as pretty manic. Even though, like, he's kind of not supposed to be, but his sprites make me think he is, so I convey him as manic. Which he kind of is sometimes, but whatever. No matter how hard I searched the databases, and even checked all the CCTV footage, was always one step ahead, and I was always one step behind. And if I somehow found Master Utsuro's whereabouts, he was already gone by the time I got there. Like he didn't want to be found, babes. That's kind of what that means.
Yeah, again, he didn't get the hint.
I love my boy, don't get me wrong, but he never gets hints. You gotta fully explain it to him, and even then, if it's something he doesn't want to hear, he's just gonna talk over you.
You know, now I just think of like this one meme image of a guy disappearing while doing the peace sign with Utsuro.
Yeah, yeah. I'm fairly certain someone has animated that somewhere, but I wouldn't know where to find it. In the time I got the final information in my hands, he just disappeared, like he vanished from the world. Yeah. Isn't life unfair? I gave everything I had to meet him. I even gave my life. Everything I had done up until then disappeared like nothing had ever happened. Truly unforgivable. Oh, that's when you came up with this plan? Revive Master Utsuro? Correct! That's why you are all going through this so-called killing school trip. Of course, I tried various different plans even before this one. However, they all ended up in failure due to that damn Kisaragi Foundation.
Mikado got you fucked up. Police by two, but...
Mikado and Kenjo, yeah. They gave him a real run for his money. It doesn't matter now anyway. The past isn't the past after all. All you need is to discuss the current plan. Are you aware of just how many innocent people were harmed because of your selfish devotion to Master Utsuro? You really only think about yourself, don't you? Aren't you the same, my dear Sora? What? What a hypocrite. You're exactly the same as me.
I don't know about that.
No, let him finish. This is one of my favorite monologues. This is one of my favorite fucking monologues in the whole game. You gave away your life to Master Utsuro. You don't even mind getting your hands dirty yourself if it means you can be with him.
Uh-huh.
Shut up! You and I are not! No, Sora, we are essentially the same. Don't try and deny it. Don't try and deny it. I know you already know it to be true.
The difference is that Sora actually feels bad, though.
She does now. She didn't before. Or well, Akane didn't.
Akane absolutely felt bad.
At the end of it, yes. But up until then, no.
She felt bad at the start of their plan.
Yeah, because she was being gaslit, and she couldn't determine if that was her feelings or if she was, like, betraying him. He, like, gaslit her to believe that, like, she was meant to betray him from the start. When really, she did care about him, but he's an absolute asshole. So yes and no.
That still counts as caring and feeling bad.
Yeah. I excuse Akane's misdeeds because, she was under an abuser. Now, what's left to say? I've already explained why the killing school trip field... Oh my god. Now, what's there left to say? I've already explained why the killing school field trip took place. And I've explained how I'm trying to revive Master Utsuro using this method. You've probably heard all of this from Monocro, so you should just wait and see it yourself.
Shut up! If you have nothing to say, go away!
Wow, both of you are on edge. I'll take my leave. I don't want to feel any more guilty for interrupting your investigation. I'll disappear as requested. Call me if you need me at any time. I took out some of my favorite monologue here, or it happens later, and I'm really annoyed because I really love that fucking line. I hope it happens later, but if it doesn't, I want to talk about it because, oh, it's my favorite!
It's that idiot's fault. I just can't control my anger.
No, it's not why I...
Sora, calm down. Mikado's just trying to mess with you to interrupt our investigation. His words are nothing more than a desperate attempt to distract us from the truth.
Yeah, you're right.
In the end, the only thing we discovered was that amazing tale about Utsuro. What a waste of time.
Yoriko's right, we didn't learn much. However, thanks to this, we were able to understand a part of Mikado's past. Mikado was saved twice by Master Utsuro.
And the degree of the disappearance matches the total amount of divine luck they received.
So, are you saying that the Voids received a lot of protection, meaning that it's disappearing more slowly?
Oh, that's what I was trying to say, thank you.
As Iroha said, the amount of protection everyone received was different because of divine luck. If Mikado was saved twice, then he might be stronger than any one of us. I don't know if that information is important, but I'll write it down anyway. Okay, I do remember. That monologue was different in this scene, or it is supposed to be, because what he says to her, basically, or what he's supposed to say to her is, "You and I are no different. You dirtied your hands for him. Don't turn your eyes away from the truth." That's the basic synopsis of what he says. I have the whole quote somewhere, but it is executed much more better in that translate. Fuck! Where is it? Show it to you later. I love that line. It is my favorite fucking monologue from him in the whole game, and you're telling me it's not here? It's like one of the reasons I'm obsessed with these two, but god damn it, okay.
Welp.
Been fucking robbed!
Alrighty, there was nothing else here, eh?
No, just silly Nikke bot and my boy.
Alright, what is unlocked now? Ah.
Infirmary.
Hello, computer. Sora, check this computer out.
Was this computer always at the infirmary?
No, not that I remember. It also doesn't have a power cord, but the screen turned on. Guess this is another of the quirks of the virtual world.
Having a computer out in the open like this.
Yeah, it's gonna be something Mikado prepared. Let's take a look.
The computer was turned on, seemingly working properly even without a power cord. There were only a few files placed on the desktop.
Records? These are just documents.
Yoriko double-clicked one of the files to open it and... Ah, yeah, this shit. Detailed report of an alter ego.
An alter ego, isn't that what Monochrome mentioned a while ago?
Artificial intelligence is not human. As an AI, I have no feelings of guilt. The only person who committed a crime is Mikado. However, distinguishing the good and the bad, there is no function for that. I am helping you now because I realized my original role. Because that is what my algorithm says to do. An artificial person that acts on its own emotion and ignores algorithms. Well, that would be called an alter ego. You do not need to sympathize with me or worry about me. You only have to use me. Because all I am is a tool to help humans. Oh no,
I've heard about it before. Alter ego, another me. The next stage of AI, a program that infinitely grows through learning and eventually becomes a person.
Wait, the AI grows?
Have you ever heard of deep learning? I mean, we already do deep learning a lot.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I would mention it in this, but we'll see.
I know that it's an AI learning technique.
Deep learning uses machine learning algorithms whereby an AI learns on its own. Yeah. Most AI grows through deep learning and develops its own logic. The concept of alter ego is a more advanced concept than that. It's about simulating the human brain in the digital world. As the name itself implies, it can also be called another self. I also heard that some people from Hope's Peak were involved in its initial creation. Man, I sure am actually very fascinated by this fictional concept. But no, we gotta use AI for other stupid shit.
Yep. God, I hate that.
Man, we could develop people. Though that would also be its...
I found the quote, and I'll talk about it after we finish this scene.
Alright.
Alter ego. Yamato! I'm not really sure how it works, but the fact that it's here must mean it's important somehow, right?
I guess so. I don't know any more than that, so we should read on.
Alter Ego is an artificial intelligence program developed by Chihiro Fujisaki, the ultimate programmer at Hope's Peak Academy. Unlike other commonplace AI, Alter Ego learns and adapts over time through dialogue interactions with humans. As it is a program, it's possible to develop a personality based on the direction the developer intended. But it's impossible to do anything about external influences. See Appendix number 3. Alter Ego, which has evolved to their limits, truly becomes a person itself, but its character and origin have a basis. It's a clone of a person from the developer.
I know it's not saying much, but artificial intelligence itself is a high-level technology. However, the alter ego is on a...
It's something only an ultimate student can do.
The ultimate programmer, wasn't it?
There's still more. Let's read on. The technology was thwarted before it even got a chance to release, thanks to the closure of Hope's Peak Academy due to the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. See Appendix number 7. The alter ego has been constantly improved with the efforts of various ultimate students, thus creating multiple, different versions. These alter egos also follow the pattern of the developer's personality. This is because the developer's own brain is easier to understand than somebody else's. However, this is not all. It's believed that the true meaning of the alter ego is to create the character of another person. In other words, create a new personality that doesn't currently exist in this world. Without this restriction, that there may also be a way to recreate a personality of a deceased person. If this were to happen, humanity would no longer be subject to death.
Not really.
I agree with you.
Unless you, like, somehow find a way to actually transplant consciousness. Then, yeah, that could be, but it's... Otherwise, death is death. Lights out.
Yeah. Bye. Furthermore, it may be possible to become an alter ego and leave your mind and body. You could gain an external life where... You could gain eternal life where aging and death no longer exists.
Humans were not made for that, so let's not do that.
True. 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 Though this concept appears in media all the time, and I'm just like, eh.
I mean, I'm sure there are people obsessed with that, but...
I think it would get boring after a while, you know?
I mean, yeah. For some time it would probably be interesting because you had all the time in the world to experience a lot of different stuff, but then you would start to see patterns.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It would get boring. Because once your brain is used to something, you're like, ah, this isn't interesting anymore. Gaining immortality with the power of technology. See Appendix number 11. That's all we can read from the file. After that, it was full of unfamiliar computer lingo and jargon that was out of our limit of understanding, so we stopped reading it. I mean, Rina probably could have understood it, but okay, Sora.
We don't need to read the materials and methods part of that paper.
True.
It's always the most boring part.
Even Rina's like, nah, I'm good.
There's a reason why I don't do science anymore. It's boring as shit to read that stuff.
Man, understandable.
So, what do you think, Sora?
Huh?
I didn't understand much, but according to that report, it's possible to resurrect someone using an alter ego.
That can't be true.
It is, and it's what Mikado is doing. He's trying to resurrect Utsuro, who's already dead, and turn him into an alter ego. That's why he said that in the room before, about the computers.
Wait, Yoriko, I have some questions about that logic. If you're right, Yoriko, why would he need to perform something like a killing game?
Yeah, because Utsuro became Utsuro not because of a killing game, as far as I know.
Yeah, no, Utsuro was always Utsuro, but he erased his memories to participate in the killing game to not be found out, and then regain them after yada yada. We know what the fuck happened in Chapter 6 trial. Anyway. Wouldn't it be enough to create an alter ego in his image?
Yeah, and just feed him all the personality stuff that makes him so flaccid.
A fucking prick? Like a fucking wet cardboard prick? He's boring, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. He's boring to me.
Yeah, he isn't the type of asshole I like.
Honestly! He's so boring! Shobai's more interesting.
Yeah.
Mikado's more interesting. Those are my type of assholes. Give me Mikado and Shobai coded nerds. Those are interesting and fun to watch. Those are hilarious. Hell, like Hajime's not a complete dick. Like, he's actually a decent person, but like, his motivations are interesting. His general character is interesting. Too bad we don't go into most of it unless we see his FTEs. But like, he was interesting. Write your men better. Good God. Utsuro's a cardboard fucking flaccid piece of shit. And then Yuki's just a whiny little baby. Come on. Give me more interesting men.
About that.
Also, as the report says, the creator of the alter ego is the ultimate programmer, isn't it? Other enhanced alter egos have also been said to be created by ultimates. Mikado isn't an ultimate student. Do you think just anyone who knows about computers could make an alter ego? Nope.
Yeah, no.
Nope. I mean, he worked with Kokoro, but that's that's as much as I'll say there.
I mean, if someone makes a do-it-yourself kit, make your own alter ego in 10 steps.
Rina, I can't even fully talk about it yet, but the mental image you gave me just now by saying that was like Nerd Kato on his knees on the floor, like opening a kit while Kokoro is sitting in her office chair sipping coffee and like just this look of what the fuck are you doing on the floor?
It's very easy to imagine, yeah.
It's great! Because Mikado's just like, this goes here, and this goes here. And then Kokoro's sitting there like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to redo all of it. He doesn't know what he's doing. Help! That's great. I'm gonna cry.
I mean, if someone makes that, I might buy it.
Alright. Even artificial intelligence is high-level technology. Can Mikado really do something as complicated as that? No.
Artificial intelligence and deep learning isn't that hard, okay? It isn't that hard.
According to Lanuja's fact sheet, Mikado's intelligence actually is that of a average high schooler. We're gonna go with that,
yeah.
So that it's easier to understand as to why he could not, but anyway.
No, I mean, really, there are online tutorials to do your own deep learning and stuff. It's not that hard.
He apparently found things to be so difficult that he fucking employed Kokoro of all people, okay? I don't have I love my husband, but I don't have much faith in his ability to find his own resources.
Ay.
Not like someone fucking taught him either.
Maybe the internet burned down once during the tragedy and all the tutorials were lost. Who knows?
No, he was a hacker. He genuinely has no fucking excuse other than not learning how to find resources.
Ay.
I was like, oh, I'll just pay Kokoro to do it. Like, okay, sir.
That is really strange.
Also, Void's target isn't Master Utsuro. It's Master Utsuro's divine luck that they're after. However, when I heard about Mikado's past, it seems he was more after Master Utsuro himself rather than his luck. Isn't that the same as the others? They needed divine luck. That's why they stayed with Mikado. If you simply resurrect Master Utsuro as an alter ego, his divine luck wouldn't return. If that's true, the alter ego would be 100% the same as Master Utsuro, but lack the divine luck.
So, it kind of makes sense. So, what is this report about? I don't think anything we know so far uses alter ego technology.
Yoriko, there is still a file that we haven't read yet. Let's talk more about it when we're done. I thought we were done reading. Nora! Okay. I fucking forgot. Okay. Second file was a transcript of messages that somebody sent and received as texts. Who were the two people talking in this conversation? I could tell from the first paragraph when I saw a familiar name. But is it? Ah, yeah, these two. It gets to be these two again. Kokoro, about the alter ego I asked you about the other day. I was able to steal the core code, but there are multiple security keys mixed in. It's difficult to do, but I might be able to use some tricks to get it formed more correctly.
Submit it anyway. I'm working on an artificial neural network model now, so you can combine the scarcity later. The problem is the supercom. I'm thinking of switching to a newer model.
Then the cost will go up.
You don't have to overdo it. But as the number of operations to process increases, the demand specifications will increase as well.
No, you're the developer, so if you have a request, I must fulfill it.
What the hell is this?
Kokoro, do you think this is the one we know?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. The ultimate psychologist Kokoro Mitsume, but that was only due to a manipulation of her memory. Anyway, the only person we know by the name of Kokoro is Kokoro Mitsume. She was only with us for a short while, but she really helped during the class trial to uncover the voids. Kokoro.
Why is Kokoro talking so calmly to Mikado?
Because Girly Pop is a little fucked up.
Hey.
What happens? Kokoro was just a victim.
I sure am curious how Kokoro became part of this killing game, but yeah.
It gets gone over in the trial, if I remember right, so we just gotta wait.
I've got it! There must be someone else called Kokoro.
God, I wish. But it's not that common of a name.
It's gotta be fake. But looking at all this...
Kokoro and Mikado were working together. That's what it looks like. Kokoro is the developer. She might have been a victim as well as that, though. Maybe she was central to the Void's plan.
But it fits perfectly. If this is true, then it explains how Mikado, an ordinary person, could make an alter ego.
So Mikado was the client and Kokoro did the actual programming?
After reading that profile, wow, Kokoro really was a genius. Remember the last thing it said on Kokoro's capsule back then? It said she disappeared from her academy. And it is said she studied AI technology and brain science in recent years.
Kokoro, was she on Mikado's side? But Kokoro also had an avatar, and her memories were erased. Then she was put in the killing game like us.
There's only one thing I can think of. She was betrayed by Mikado.
We'll get there. That's not quite what happened. Mikado betrayed Kokoro?
It's not surprising, honestly. He used and betrayed all of the voids after all. Anyway, even if Kokoro made an alter ego, where did it go and what did they use it for? In the end, I still don't see the connection between the power of divine luck and the alter ego.
That just adds to our questions.
I'm surprised though. Kokoro was our enemy after all.
Our enemy that's already dead. If you look at the messages, they're talking about the price of something. Maybe it wasn't just a simple friendship?
Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah, no matter what kind of person Kokoro was in the past, she is someone who no longer exists. The only thing she left behind was an unsolved mystery. Alter ego and Kokoro and Mikado's connection. I wonder what happens. God, now I can talk about my favorite line in the whole fucking game that was altered. Alright, let me talk about this line, because I'm insane about it. I'm going to voice it too, because this is how the line should have gone. Sorry, Mikaru, you're going to have to wait, because I am insane about this line and I need to convey it. I could ask the same question of you, Sora. Like I said, you and I are not so different. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you also give up on yourself and dirty your hands just to be with him? No. We're practically the same. Do not turn your eyes from the truth. You know it in your heart, don't you? That's what he was supposed to have said. That line was supposed to be in that monologue. That was the monologue, and they fucking altered it, and I'm really annoyed because that's my favorite monologue from him in the whole goddamn game. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done raving. Here's wife.
I mean, a similar sentiment was conveyed.
Similar sentiment, but not quite. This sounds way sexier.
Better wording, yeah.
It sounds not only better, but like it conveys a somewhat more different intent of like, you're no better than me because we are basically the same. Which is the whole point of their like butting heads, is because like, yes, in a way they are the same, but they're like, remember how I said that this game is basically a reversed reflection of the first game? Sora is Sora or Akane, depending on which one you look at, because technically, in that monologue, he is talking to Akane, not Sora. He is saying that, like, you are no different from me because you basically did the same thing. You are not better than me because you basically did the same thing, so why are you judging me for doing what you did? That is what he's saying to her, which makes me crazy! Love them. Anyway.
Oh, here you both are. It's you.
Mimikaru.
Yoriko Kabuya, was it? And Akane Taira. I need a minute of your time. What's this so suddenly?
You alone. Where's Tsurugi? Notice how... Hold on. Notice how Sora's first fucking, like, genuine question here is, hey, where's Tsurugi? Hey, where's Tsurugi? Every other time she's talking, she's like, where's Tsurugi? Like, okay. I'm looking at you. I am looking at you, Akane. I know that's Akane talking and not Sora. Where's Tsurugi? I wonder why you would want him.
He's being
Sorry,
a bitch
I had to highlight
somewhere.
that. He is.
I'm acting alone for now. I can't speak to you if he's around. You want to talk with us? There are things I wish to ask you both. I suppose you both have things to ask me too? Not surprising. I thought you would just ignore us like that Kinjo guy. He's complicated. Follow me, please.
I love their friendship. It's really funny to me because Mikaru's like, he's sort of just like that and you get used to it. And it's so funny because she still puts him in his place. But when she's talking about him to others, she's like, listen, comes off as a shithead, but I promise he's not that bad. Like, girl! Okay. That's how you know her, Teria, and Kinjo were close.
Yeah.
She's making excuses for him.
I mean, considering how she acted in the first game.
It's funny to me. They really softened her. She really softened over time. A lot of it was because of Teria, actually. Which makes, like, his loss hit a lot harder.
Yeah. Man. This is a good enough place. Nobody should intrude here. So, what do you want to talk about? I would like to apologize to you first, Yuriko. Due to the immature response of the Future Foundation's director, I'm very sorry you had to see that side of him. Ooh.
Apologizing on his behalf. Apologizing on his behalf. Okay, Mikaru wife, we see you.
She be making sure that we aren't burning any bridges.
I think it's also because she's like, I am sorry, he was so embarrassing. Let me just. I love her. She's so funny.
You're apologizing? Yeah, I wanted to ask earlier, but where the hell was the Future Foundation? Why didn't they come earlier? They were there earlier, technically.
Foundation. 2 different foundations.
I survived by dumb luck. If you had come earlier, more people would have been alive. I'm sorry. And what the hell happened? The minute I escaped out of this virtual world, they started arresting me.
Yoriko, calm down.
Oh, of course, it's true. I broke the law when I was a minor, but even so. I'm also unhappy with that, as well as the current state of the Kisaragi Foundation. I was trying to make steps into improving it in a good way, but that guy is so terribly stubborn.
The way she flip-flops when she talks about Kinjo, please! It's so funny. She's like, I promise he's not that bad, but also he is a stubborn ass.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so much more entertaining after seeing the first game and then rewatching these scenes with her. It's like, it's so funny, please. Let me guess, Tsurugi?
Ironically, this time he has been a real headache.
No surprise there.
Yeah. I only just heard an explanation of what happened this time. A headache? What happened? I thought he was your partner. Colleagues, I would call us. But I don't know what goes on in that head of his.
Ray. Could you explain it to us, how the Kisaragi Foundation was involved in all this mess?
Akane Taira. There's a lot of things I want to say to you, but we don't have the time for that right now, you know? So, I won't drag this out. I only got on this ship just to put an end to a Mikado Sanoji mission. There's nothing personal about this, just a job. That's all.
Ray. I'm fine with that too, it's enough for me. Thank you.
First, Akane Taira. I'm not sure if Yoriko knows much about the situation, but I know something about a person called Utsuro and divine luck. Knowing that will help a great deal. The history between the Kisaragi Foundation and Mikado Sanoji dates back years. Yoriko, are you aware that the Kisaragi Foundation was founded by the 3 surviving students from the 79th class at Hope's Peak Academy? Yeah, Teria told us. Oh, that's right.
The way she's depressed about him being gone, help me. Ray. He liked you so much. They make me depressed.
Yeah, why did you have to go?
Oh, when you learn the reason for that, you're gonna be so mad. Going to be so pissed, actually.
Oh no. Teria. Yeah.
Ray, are you okay?
It's nothing.
Girl, come on!
Anyways, at the time the tragedy was in full swing, and our goal was to put an end to it. After the tragedy ended to some extent, the Foundation met with Mikado Sanoji. One day, there was a report on the backup data of the alter ego Kisaragi our team kept, and it was read without our authorization. It was a first-class confidential file within the Foundation, so the security was very tight. I don't know how he got in the first place. I immediately tracked down and found the identity of the culprit behind it, Mikado Sanoji, an ordinary person without much special information about him.
Wait, alter ego Kisaragi? That's...
Akane Taira, do you remember?
No, but alter ego Kisaragi sank next to the research center and disappeared.
Do you know where the main building of the Kisaragi Foundation is currently located? At the first Kisaragi Research Center, the building that was remodeled with the permission of the surviving Foundation members. We didn't find out until later, but each Kisaragi Research Center shares a database. Data from the third Kisaragi Research Center, which was turned into Hope's Peak, was stored in the research centers. Still, the backup file of Alter Ego Kisaragi was a read-only file, so we couldn't do anything with it.
Imagine how upset Kinjo probably was about that information. About the fact that his best friend was right there, but he couldn't interact with him anymore because he's fucking read-only. Can you imagine how much that probably fucked up Kinjo? Even more than Utsuro? Christ! He doesn't get a break, but honestly, with how he behaves, I'm not surprised.
It's the karma.
It is the karma, unfortunately.
What are you on about? I barely understood half of the words you just said.
Yeah, because she's talking to Akane, not right now, not you or Sora.
You may have heard this from Teria, but our class, the 79th class, was involved in a killing game just like you. The place that became the stage for it, the third Kisaragi Research Center, owned by the original foundation. The Kisaragi Foundation, yeah, now that you mention it, I think I heard about it somewhere. The Kisaragi Foundation was the predecessor of the Kisaragi Agency, right? Correct. Even with a backup, the third research center was completely destroyed, so 100% restoration was not possible.
So you're saying Mikado stole the rest of the data?
Yes, I don't know when or how he got in and stole the data, but it happened. Mikado Sanoji surely realized something at that moment. Something? The backup data from the alter ego Kisaragi recorded how we escaped from the third research center when it was collapsing. And he found out about the death of Utsuro and Akane Taira. What? Are you aware that the purpose of Mikado Sanoji is the resurrection of Utsuro? More or less. Obviously, then Mikado realized that Utsuro was dead. That guy is obsessed with Utsuro and has been chasing him ever since he was a child. Akane Taira, it is in a way that makes your obsession look cute in comparison.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there, Ray. Please.
Ouchie. Since then, we have been interfering with all of his plans from behind the scenes. He was trying to start a killing game by capturing all the relatives of the 79th class. And that was the precedent for us.
Which, by the way, she's referencing 6.5. I have a question. Didn't you say that Mikado was just an ordinary guy? I don't think just an ordinary person like that could have been avoiding the Foundation for that many years.
It didn't make sense to us either. At first, there was quite a few times where we almost caught him. But it got to the point where it was almost impossible to track him. Really? Wasn't it because the information power of the Kisaragi Foundation was lagging behind as always? Yeah, I think it's more divine luck bullshit.
Probably.
I understand your frustration, Yoriko. You blame the Foundation for our incompetence. However, the intelligence of the Kisaragi Foundation is superior to any other organization at the moment. I am the leader of the Information Analysis Division of the Foundation.
Yeah, because... yeah. Like, you can't pull one over on Mikaru unless there's some bullshit, if I'm honest. Girly pop, very smart.
Then why? Please, look at this picture. Akane Taira, you too.
Ray took a photo out of her pocket and showed it to us. It was a shocking and unimaginable image. Hey, guess what? The original Mikado's dead.
Oh. Well.
Yeah. Yeah. He's dead.
So we are dealing with an alter ego, I guess.
Congratulations on figuring that out as fast as you did. Yes, we are.
I mean, it's the only way, unless you actually believe in ghosts.
Yeah, no. The explanation that the game gave us earlier, this Mikado worked with Kokoro to basically make a cloned brain map of his own brain to make alter ego Mikado. But he's also a combination of something else too. So he's more of a half-clone. People try to call them parents and they're not.
Parents?
Yeah, people try to call Kokoro and IRL Mikado parents to alter ego Mikado, but that is not the case. And I'll explain that when it comes up again, because if I don't have the text in front of me, it won't make sense yet. Just know that they're not. No one's related here.
What?
This is... But yeah, Brosicle got fucked up.
He sure did.
On the photo, it showed a man who looked to have died in immense pain. The man was looking up at the sky with wide eyes as if he was shocked. It's the first time I've seen this guy before. It's so funny that she can't recognize him right away, please. Wait, is it? At first glance, I've never seen this guy before, but when I looked closer, he looked more familiar to me. This guy is...
Who did it in? This picture. I recently received it from Tsurugi. It's the corpse of Mikado Sanoji.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Mikado? That's Mikado?
Ray, does this mean... Mikado Sanoji is already dead?
Oops.
Oops.
Which means you are dealing with a computer, congrats. That's a bit worse than a person.
I love him though. Literally. I love him.
wait, that's impossible. So who's this imposter going around forcing us to kill each other? I didn't know anything about this until Tsurugi just explained it to me. He was hiding this important fact.
He was hiding it? Ray, what happened?
You see, Mikado Sanoji died a long time ago. In the
It's not
real
recent.
world.
Not recent. He's been dead. Give you a time frame. He has been dead since before contacting the Voids.
Whom?
And considering that beloved Yomi has given me a realistic timeline of the events of this game, the events of this game occur within a manner of 30 days. But he's been dead long before the Voids got contacted by him.
Huh.
So just to give you an idea.
In the real world? Listen carefully. Everything I'm saying might be hard to believe right now. But the Mikado we're facing right now isn't human.
Yeah, but that's hot, so that's fine. I have a type, okay? My type are non-humans. Give me vampires. You give me androids. You give me AIs or alter egos. I eat them up. Humans bore me. I'm sorry. I like the ones that are real fucked up and don't know what love is. Give me those. By the dozen. Thank you very much.
Understandable. If he's not human, then what is he? Do you know what an alter ego is?
Yeah, we just read about it.
If you're not a Hope's Peak Academy student, you probably wouldn't know about it.
Yoriko, is that the information we read on the other computer? Yeah.
Mikado Sanoji left clues about that. Then this will be a lot easier to explain. The real Mikado Sanoji made his own alter ego. And he was killed by his own alter ego. Ha!
There's a little more to this story that we won't figure out until a little bit later, but yes, this is correct.
Man, real life Mikado really really fulfilled the stereotype, eh? He got fucked up by his doppelganger, I see.
Yeah, he did.
Man. And that's why you don't
great.
do shit like that.
True.
Never make yourself.
Can't make your own clone because, God forbid, one of you gets an inferiority complex and tries to off the other. Because that's exactly what happened here.
Yeah, so... yeah. Don't do that, people. Only create fictional people.
Yeah! Gotta create the fake ones. They can grow into their own personality.
Aye.
Kinda like what happened with Mikado here, actually, because, we just got explained that, like, they can grow into their own personality over time, and he did. That's why he's so different from the original in the first place. And part of it was because of how cruel everyone was to him. So, I reiterate what I said at the start, that if you gave him a babysitter and some attention, it would have fixed him.
Aye. An easily preventable problem.
That was not prevented, correct. Huh?
Akane Taira, you've seen Junko Enoshima in Kisaragi's alter ego, so you should know. An alter ego is an artificial intelligence that is sophisticated enough to be called a person itself. But I've never seen an alter ego like this. In the end, this alter ego betrayed its creator by killing them. Wait, what? You're saying that the real Mikado is dead and that the Mikado we know is just an AI? It's just a sudden thing to learn that I find it hard to believe. I felt the same, Yoriko. Tsurugi was aware of this for a long time, but he didn't inform me or anyone else at the foundation about this. Idiot.
Stubborn fool, but yes.
However, This would explain why the Foundation was unable to track down Mikado for a long time.
Yep. Because he isn't real, right?
Yeah, you can't really arrest someone you think is a person, but is actually a computer program.
My boy dodges the law. God, I love him.
Man.
He's so fun. An alter ego is a computer program. Its analysis speed is much faster than that of a human. Due to the nature of an alter ego, where it grows indefinitely as it learns, its performance would have certainly improved since his creation.
It's just as you say, Akane Taira. Our intelligence team basically collects information using the computer networks. The computer itself is the home of an alter ego, meaning that no matter how much we try to track it, we couldn't. As it was connected to a network constantly. Even though he's an alter ego, his purpose is still the same as the real Mikado Sanoji. I don't know if it's possible to connect the memories between the real Mikado and the fake Mikado. But I know for certain that they have the same goal. The resurrection of Utsuro. Wait, something's off here.
Yoriko.
Of course, I don't know as much as you do about alter egos. But how can a virtual creation kill a human? Well, you put them in a machine. And the
I don't
machine...
know, those are knife marks, Rina.
Hmm?
I don't know, those were knife marks, Rina.
A machine can hold a knife. Or you can also, you know, pay Shobai to do it.
Excellent guess, actually.
By the way, I was thinking of those tentacle weird birthday machine cakes, which you can put a knife on if you're stupid.
I've only seen those like as like homemade robots. I haven't seen like those as a big natural thing. What do you mean? Is that common?
I have seen several videos of people gluing knives on stuff like that and then be surprised that they now cannot stop it. Because it keeps waving the knife around. And they can't do anything about it.
Imagine if the adhesive loosens enough that it just goes fucking flying, please. That's so scary.
It is, and
you gotta cover it with a box at that point, just until the knife's done.
Yeah, and then
That's so scary.
Yeah, and then you have to wait until the batteries go out. Good luck.
That is terrifying. Goodbye.
Do not do that. Do not glue knives in places where they shouldn't be, please.
Fucking handle your blades properly, people. Good God.
I mean, it's funny to watch, but please.
God.
But how can a virtual creation kill a human? And it's impossible to track it. How did Tsurugi know all this? There's a collaborator comes in. Weird. That's where That's where the collaborator comes in.
Collaborator.
Don't you both know him? Shobai Hashimoto. This guy is Mikado's collaborator, alter ego Mikado's collaborator, and the killer of the real Mikado Sanoji.
Yep.
Aw, man.
Yep.
Shobai killed Mikado?
But Monocro said that Shobai was hired by Mikado. Doesn't that mean he killed his employer? Did Shobai not get enough out of the deal?
I mean, if the alter ego has monies, then Shobai will do anything, so...
I mean, here's the thing. Digital Mika can just fucking, like, hot tap wire into bank accounts and then floor it right into Shobai's bank account, like, immediately. While Nerd over there probably has to, like, actively go in and do it. Oh. I'm like, oh, money immediately, okay, let's go. Twink.
Welp.
Chobai's a piece of shit, but I think he's very, very interesting.
Yeah, he is fun. That information is slightly incorrect. Yes, Shobai was hired by Mikado Sanoji, but Shobai Hashimoto was not hired by the human Mikado, but by the alter ego Mikado Sanoji.
Yep. An alter ego hired Shobai.
I only found out about him today. I didn't even know what I was doing until I found it out. Shobai Hashimoto is a world-class broker who would do anything for money. It was Shobai Hashimoto who helped alter ego Mikado Sanoji, since he did not have a physical body.
So alter ego asked Shobai to kill himself? Well, his real self?
Wait, but Shobai was a victim of the killing game just like us.
Yoriko, you're so dumb.
That was also part of his contract. I don't know if it was just to complete the number of people, or if it was just always a part of the plan, but Shobai wasn't going to die in the killing game, and he would regain his memories at some point.
That's why he had his admin code so damn early. But Mikado betrayed even his companions, the Void members, so why would he guarantee that Shobai would survive?
He needed to live to complete the mission. At the end of the plan, he would regain his memories and exit the virtual world through his administrator powers. He would defend the exterior from harm until the plan was complete.
Yep. So that's why Shobai vanished back then. Up in chapter 5.
See.
As soon as I saw that scar of yours, my business here was done. All that's left is to decide. Decide? Wait, where are you going? Let me go before you leave. Your friends will be arriving here soon to do that for me. Don't you worry. Oh, I ended up unintentionally helping you again. Guess I gotta do what I was paid for. Huh? What the? Shobai? Shobai, where did you go? Shobai? So that's what he meant? Hey, wait. If Shobai disconnected from the virtual world to defend the outside from intruders, after Shobai disappeared, what did he...
The virtual world rebooted and forcefully closed, and you were temporarily booted out. That is what Shobai did. So, the guy who went to defend the virtual world ended up shutting it down? That was due to Tsurugi Kinjo's intervention. In other words, Shobai was a double agent. Yep.
Double agent?
Yes. Shobai Hashimoto was also hired by Tsurugi Kinjo. What? Then he was hired by Tsurugi and Mikado at the same time? It would be right to say that Tsurugi offered something far greater than what Mikado offered. How do I know all this? Because Tsurugi literally just told me.
She probably beat his ass.
Yeah. Shobai was a double agent working for the Kisaragi Foundation. He was a spy that gave information to Tsurugi. That is why he didn't tell anyone in the Foundation, including me. They were working together behind the scenes.
Were they working together for a long time? Also, about what you heard from Tsurugi. Then, what about him? Teria know?
No. This is why I can't forgive Tsurugi Kinjo. Teria and I were used as bait, to prevent Mikado from realizing that Shobai was a double agent.
Tsurugi!
Wow.
Can't do that to your two best friends, you dipshits!
Teria was killed because of Tsurugi. It's all that bastard's fault.
Ray bit her lower lip. Really, if everything we heard was true, I would never have known Shobai was a double agent. But... And because of that, Teria and Ray were used as disposable tools. They are not just disposable tools. The same goes for all of the people who died in this killing game. There must have been another way. In the end, there were too many sacrifices. This wasn't the only way, was it?
That's all Tsurugi has told me. I wanted to tear him again and kill him on the spot. It took everything I had to stop myself. Why? Why are you telling us all this? Honestly, the more I listen to what you're saying, the more worse the situation becomes. The more my motivation dwindles. Hearing all this just makes me think, what the hell can we even do? I told you both because you need to know. And because I need to repay my debt to you. Debt? My debt to you is now paid off, Akane Taira.
Ray, in that moment...
Don't be mistaken. I don't even think you saved my life. I didn't even ask for your help. Do you remember? There are no personal feelings in all of this. Our relationship is strictly for this mission. But still. Anyway, it doesn't matter if you're just a ghost in a virtual world, as long as it's Akane Taira in front of my eyes. I'll still have a distaste towards you. That's all. Furthermore, I heard Tsurugi made the perfect plan with Shobai to strike from behind. We now realize that it's impossible to get rid of Mikado using that method, and as a result, he is alive again. This is why we must exclude personal feelings, just like Mikado Sanoji does. I think differently from Tsurugi, Akane Taira. I think it's safe to say we're fighting against him together now. It's the same for you too, Yuriko. The more power we have, the better. You shouldn't be demoralized because of this. Fighting together? Of course I agree we should do that. And I'm grateful you think that, but what about your partner? Will he agree to this? If he's not with us, he will work alone. I don't know why Mikado Sanoji called us to the virtual world together. Tsurugi's plan has already failed. It's better to dismiss the idea that we can easily win. That's all. If there's anything I can do for you both, please let me know. I'll help the best I can. I've told you everything I know. If you have any more questions, ask now. I can't stay here much longer.
There's a lot of things to worry about.
Oh, I'm just so happy she's on our side.
I know, Queen. She's here.
However, Ray is still acting calm about it all.
I think it was for the best to hear what Ray had to say.
Wee.
Yeah.
Wee.
Shobai.
We really need to end the part here.
Yeah, I know, we kind of went over a bit. So we can finish the rest of the investigation next time, because if I remember right, there's at least another scene and a half before we get to the actual...
Huh?
Did the game crash?
The game crashed.
No!
No. Why did it crash while saving?
Oh, no.
It crashed directly while saving. How does that happen?
I don't know.
Huh?
Wait, so if you open the save, will it be fine?
I don't
know.
know.
Did you not? Or was it because you were trying to open the save menu that it didn't let you?
I was directly saving.
Bruh. Wait, so... Fuck, okay.
But it did... Did it?
Did it save? Did it save?
It did save!
Yay! I was about to be so worried because I'm like, oh god, do we have to skip off camera?
That would have been terrible. But anyway, this is where we end the part for now. Relieved.
Yeah.
And we will continue our talk with Mikharu next time.
Yeah.
So, until then, bye-bye.